out there? It's Craig from Flying Wheels. Today's a fun one because I am looking at a Lamborghini. Hopefully I can buy a Lamborghini. I'm going to tell you the whole story. We're going to follow through. It's a couple-day process. So follow with me this whole video. Let's see if I end up getting this. I'm going to start from scratch with the story. So I was scrolling through on the Facebook club car pages, and I noticed somebody talking about a Lamborghini coming up through the auction, a local auction. So I started to dig a little bit deeper. Now, if you know Facebook club group pages, you know there's a ton of trolls, there's a ton of people in the car world that just love to hate on other people, and they're just like mean people, which is just really disheartening for the world. But anyway, we got a Lamborghini here going through the auction locally in the next couple days. I'm already a member of that auction, so I started to dig a little deeper into this car and see what's up with it, because it should be a fairly cheap Lamborghini. Probably, it should actually be the cheapest Lamborghini I've ever seen. So here we go. I was just scrolling through and I noticed on this mass tuning page, the car is running through the auction Friday, interested in buying it. It's not my car, looking to see if anyone has any info on it. It's an 04 Gallardo, 6-speed with 30,000 miles. So scrolling down, you can just see how mean people are. There's 53 comments, and it's just sad that people are this mean to each other. So anyway, scrolling through, we actually found the original owner, and he started commenting on the post. That was his car originally, and he sold it, I guess, absolutely mint, and then someone else decided to paint it glow-in-the-dark white and started driving it pretty hard, but they only put a couple thousand miles on it after they purchased it from this guy. Then I noticed a mutual friend of mine post pictures of this car. Here it is, glow-in-the-dark. He started posting pictures of it as well, so he is familiar with this car. Here's another picture of what it looked like before the paint job. So I started asking specifically, is it Plasti Dip? Is it a wrap? It was definitely a paint job, and the comments just go on and on and on about people just bashing the car, bashing the owner, just being mean to each other. I reached out to the guy that I know that is familiar with that car. Turns out that he was driving it for almost a month. The guy that bought it lent it to him to drive it for 30 days or so on his own. Must be out for repossession, and the guy wanted to get rid of it and just get it away from himself so it wouldn't get repossessed, is what I'm assuming. I don't really know the entire backstory, but anyway, a mutual friend ended up driving it for 30 days, so we got pretty accustomed to that car. You got to know it pretty well. It had a custom iPad in it. The seat was a little ripped up in it, but it ran well, and he told me all good things about it, and they ended up bringing it back through the auction because they couldn't afford the payments, so they brought it to the auction for the bank to try to run it through. So I messaged a friend that knows that Lambo, just so I can get some more info on it. It definitely has potential, just needs some love, but I guess the guy at auction effed up pretty good. It's my buddy's car, and he gave it to me to drive for a while. Here's a picture of the car while it was in his possession. I got a chance to ask a couple questions that people didn't know. That's where everyone's wrong. It's not repoed. I dropped it off here. It's legit 20 coats of glow-in-the-dark paint. I don't know why anybody would do that to a Lamborghini, but to each his own. So there's the car in their driveway. So here's the beauty of the internet. I can log on, because I'm an auction member, and check the entire car out without actually having to be there. And so I pulled the VIN. It had 4 owners and 1 accident. You can see the check engine lights on. I guess the seat is coming off a little bit, like the upholstery on the seat's coming off. Just the bumper is coming off a little bit. Oh, there's the seat. So we can scroll down to the grading system, and you can see why they grade it. So it's sold as is, so there is nothing I can do about it if there's anything wrong with it. So they'll give you damages. The faceplate's missing. It's been repainted non-OEM. New headlights. Center console's broken. Seat cushion's ripped. So they go through the whole thing, even down to like they grade the paint. They'll give you the tread depth. So all this stuff is probably more thorough than I'd even be if I was going to look at it. And then it tells us when it's running through, which is Friday. So tomorrow morning I'll log on. This is probably like a $48,000 car to me. I bet there's people that's willing to pay maybe a little bit more, but realistically an 04 Gallardo isn't the most ideal Lamborghini. It's the first year of that generation. It's kind of their base model entry-level Lambo, but it's still a Lamborghini. It's still unbelievable. It's an awesome car, and it's finally at an affordable price. So if I can get it around 48, the auction fee add-on $2,000, so I'll probably be in it with shipping costs for around 50, delivered to my door, and I have a Lamborghini for around 50 grand. So tomorrow the auction comes on. Let's go see what it goes for. Hopefully I get it, fingers crossed. But from what this person had told me, my intel says they want like 80 grand because the kid owes over 100 on it, which is just crazy because you can buy these for 70, 80 all over the country. I'm on the auction website right now. You can see the VIN right here. Now I have a dealer app that I can actually type in the VIN. And once I type in the VIN, I can just hit search. And it comes up, 04 Lamborghini Gallardo, 2-door coupe. With 33,000 miles, in average condition is an average rating of 3.6. You can see here it's rated at 2.3. So it's a little lower than their condition says. $71,000 is what I should expect to pay at auction. Scroll down, they'll actually show me what other cars have gone through. Here's another one with $16,000 for $48,000, 67, 66, 80 grand. So my $50,000 budget is probably unrealistic for this car, even though I know how rough this car is. I really want to discount it in consideration of the repairs I'm going to have to put into it. I can actually check the auto check too, and it will come up with the vehicle history report. So I can scroll down and see that it's had 5 owners and an accident, last reported with 30,900 miles, which is where it's at right now. I'm going to go ahead and log on right now. I'm in already, so we can see. I'm going to turn the volume up so you can actually do some live bidding right online, so I don't have to be there. I can do it right on the internet. So this is live bidding right now, 2013 Ford Escape. A bunch of stuff is already run through. There was a bunch of Land Rovers and Jaguars going through earlier. Yeah, some newer Land Rovers and Jaguars below that. They're at run number 149, so we'll check back in about 50 cars because it's run number 195. So they make it pretty easy. I'm 1 car away, and even though that we saw the Jaguars and the Land Rovers and everything running through earlier, now it's running through with like Ford Edges and a Dodge Caravan was right before that. You can see the Camry right after, Volkswagen Passat. So it's not really in a lane full of special interest cars, which is kind of a good thing for me as a buyer. Not a lot of people will be there specifically, but here we come. As soon as this one's finished, you'll see the Lamborghini pulling in right now. Very easy for me to bid. I just click on the bid. You can see who the seller is. All right, here we go. It's getting started. A lot of people are walking around it.
Listen up, it's as is. It's a full repaint. You all hear that now? It's a repaint. The original color was silver.
Why on earth would somebody do that? As is, so you're buying a Lamborghini as is. It's on you if anything happens to it. No bids at 70,000. 65,000, so they lowered the bid. 60,000, so still nobody bidding. 40,000. First bid is 40,000. I'm gonna go ahead and bid on that. Ooh, it's at 50. Oh, that went fast. So they're jumping up by pretty high increments. Higher than I wanted to spend. Still going. 63.9 on a Lambo though isn't so bad. Will they sell it though? On an F, which means it didn't meet the price the bank wanted, but the high bid was 63.9. So that's it. It went through. That's what it sold for. You have to assume like $1,000 auction fee on top of that. So the buyer's going to be into it for $65,000 if the bank lets it go. Now I know the bank wanted around 80. Are they going to take a $15,000 cut on that car? It was a pretty big rat from what I saw. Low condition report. But it was one of the cheaper Gallardos that I've seen for sale. I know you can buy decent ones for 70 and 80. Are you going to be into that car for $15,000 after clutches and it's still a glow-in-the-dark 20 coat paint job weird Lambo that's a little rough? So I don't know. Was it worth it? Was it not worth it? What do you guys think about it? Make your comments down below. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you give a thumbs up and subscribe. You can follow us for our day-to-day on Instagram at flying_wheels_. See y'all later. Adios.
I will.